Today we're making a Salsiccia pasta, and this dish clocks in at 675 calories per portion, 32 grams of proteins, 83 grams of carbs, and 25 grams of fat. And to make this, we're gonna need 200 grams of salsiccia, and we're just gonna make a little incision and remove the skin, and then we're gonna chop those up into small pieces. And this recipe is gonna be for 3 portions. As always, if you wanna change something, just look in the spreadsheet that's linked in the description, and you can change around with how much of everything you have, and also you can change the macros if your salsiccia, for instance, doesn't line up with mine. So, you're gonna need 1 pot for boiling our pasta, and then we're gonna preheat our frying pan. And for this salsiccia pasta, I'm making fresh pasta, but I'm cheating a bit because I bought a new pasta maker that's called Divina, and it's super easy to make fresh pasta in, but it's also a bit of cheating because you just chuck in your dough and out rolls like Cavatelli or gnocchettini, and it's amazing, and you'll see later on. But to make our pasta dough, we're gonna need 300 grams of semolina flour, and we're also gonna need 150 grams of water, so half the water to our semolina, and then we're just gonna mix that together, and basically that's it. The instructions for the Divina doesn't say anything about kneading the dough or anything, just mix it together until fine dough, and so that's basically what I did. This is the first time that I'm using that machine, so learning by doing. It's very, very easy to use. So basically all I'm doing is adding the water to the semolina, and then we're just kneading this until everything is combined, and not much more than that. And after that we're going to leave that in the bowl for 5 to 10 minutes. Our salsiccia is frying away, and as you might have noticed, we're all gonna add 1 onion to this. So once we get some browning on our salsiccia, we're gonna chuck in our onion, and we're gonna fry that until it's soft and sort of translucent. And once we're there, we're going to add 2 cloves of garlic, and then we're gonna fry our garlic for 2 to 3 minutes as well. And to this, we are going to need some Pecorino Romano. My standard portion size for pecorino in pasta dishes is 20 grams per person, so we're using 60 grams here because this is for 3 people, or me and my wife and our 2 kids, and then they eat half a portion each. And then we're gonna add 2 deciliters of white wine that we are going to reduce until there's basically nothing left. And that means our pasta dough has been roasting for 5 to 10 minutes. And that means that we're ready to roll this out. And I've never done this before, so don't really know what to expect here, but eventually you got these long rolls. This is sort of the same process as if you're making pici, which is a pasta they eat in Tuscany. Once our wine is reduced, we're gonna add 400 grams of finely minced tomatoes, and we're gonna let that reduce until we are done with our pasta. So this is the machine, and it's a suction cup, so it's super easy to use. You just place that on your counter wherever you want it and pull down on the suction cup so it sticks. And then you have a little chute for your pasta, and we're gonna roll our big dough rolls in the semolina, and then all we need to do is feed them. And as I said, this is the first time I used it, so I didn't really know how it worked, which is why they only got a pattern on half, because I put them in the wrong place. But if you disregard that for making pasta, this is an amazing machine. If you put the doughs in the right place, you will get a nice cavatelli or gnocchi pattern on each piece of pasta. And this took 2 minutes to make, so it's amazing. And the thing I did wrong was I put the pasta here, while they're supposed to go there. And there's 3 different ones because you can make them 3 different patterns. But I think it's Cavatelli, gnocchettini, and another one I forget. So we're gonna salt our water, we're gonna boil our pasta. It takes, since this is fresh pasta, it takes 2 or 3 minutes as well. And we're just gonna give that a stir because this is an old time stove, so it gets very hot, so things might stick to the bottom. We're gonna pour in some of that pasta water. I'm also gonna put some of it to the side because I don't have any way to scoop out the pasta from the pot here. So then just add our pasta to our sauce. We're gonna stir that in, and if it gets too dry we might want to add some more water. You want it to look fairly wet and loose because we're gonna add our cheese and that's gonna firm everything up. So you want it to look, I like to say, looser than you think. So we're gonna add some more water to this because again we want that sort of too wet look. So this is much better. We have a bit of sauce that's pooling up on the bottom of the pan, and that's perfect. And that means we can add our cheese. And as always, we removed the pan from the heat because if we keep heating our pan for this step, the cheese will get stringy and weird. So now all we need to do is stir that together. If you toss the pan, everything combines really well. So that's a good thing to do. And that means that we are basically done. Homemade pasta with salsiccia and Pecorino Romano and a tomato sauce. And that's basically it. If you have one of those Divina machines, this is very easy to make. They're very easy to find, just Google them if you'd like one. I like it and I use it a lot now. So, I hope you try this, and if you do, I hope you enjoy. Thanks for watching.